Hey everyone, welcome back to the Book Cave with me, Jenny. So today I have another Courtney takeover. Her book for July was Throne of the Fallen, and then for her other book group we picked Shatter Me, but of course that's a whole series, so I'm going to read the whole series and do a video on that. But yeah, this is Courtney at the Book Nook Corner, and I will have her link down below in the description. But this sounds like a fun book. So it says, we have the sinner, villain, wicked. The Prince of Envy has never claimed to be a saint, but when a cryptic note arrives signaling the beginning of a deadly game, he knows it'll take more than a hint of sin to win and save his falling demon court. Riddles, hexed objects, anonymous players. Nothing will stand in his way, though none of his meticulous plans prepare him for her, the frustrating artist who ignites his sin like no other. Virtuous, darling, liar. The trouble with scoundrels and blackguards is that they have an modicum of honor, a fact Miss Camellia Antonius learns after one desperate mistake allows Waverly Green's most notorious rake to blackmail her. To avoid a ruinous scandal, Camilla is forced to enter a devil's bargain with Envy, little expecting his game will awaken her true nature. Together, Envy and Camilla must embark on a perilous journey through the underworld, from glittering demon courts to the sultry vampire realm and beyond, while trying to avoid the most dangerous trap of all, falling in love. So it definitely sounds interesting, and I read the first 2 chapters, so I am 38 pages in, and it is dual POV with the Prince of Envy and Camilla, and right now they're just both pretty fun. Like the Prince of Envy, you're getting a lot of world building from his perspective and like what he can and can't do being a prince of one of the deadly sins. And then Camilla is kind of a no nonsense, I'm not putting up with this guy being stupid and I'm not gonna let him play me. And so it's really fun to see them meet. They meet like really early on in the book, and we do get to meet some of the other princes. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting more into this and getting, even more character and world building, because it seems like it's going to be, very well fleshed out, and the writing and what I've read so far is really good, and I'm really enjoying it. So, yeah, hopefully I can finish this, chunky book this month. That is my plan, at least. So, I've now made it to page 259 of this chunky book, and I'm definitely really enjoying it, and I've got a couple notes here. So I'm definitely thinking Camilla is more than what she seems for many reasons. There's the whole thing with her painting, with none of the sins being able to affect her, and the fact that she seems to know more. And we're finding out that in this world there's a lot of different races. We've got witches, fae, shifters, and the demon lords. And I've found out something interesting. So I believe I mentioned that the Hexed Throne painting is how Camilla and Envy met, that he needed her to paint it for the game. But it's saying the Hexed Throne was made to destroy the demon lords. So is that really part of the game, or is it like a red herring? What exactly will happen with that? Not entirely sure, but I'm definitely intrigued by it. And the fact that it's sentient as well is just kind of, yeah. And I'm just not entirely sure, because the throne calls envy my lord. So, yeah. I don't know, I definitely want to know more about that. But now we finally get to see the underworld and the seven circles. And the first brother we meet there is Sloth. And House Sloth is a huge library. And I absolutely want it. It sounds amazing. And then I love Camilla's thoughts on Sloth here. So she says, how many others had foolishly underestimated the Prince of Sloth, had mistaken his penchant for reading all day for laziness instead of what it truly was, honing the best weapon in his arsenal, his mind. If knowledge was power in this circle, then the prince standing before her, hands tucked carefully into his pockets, dripped with it. He gazed back at her with the precision of a scientist, and Camilla knew there was no detail he missed, no subtlety or nuance overlooked or cast aside. So yeah, I'm pretty much in love with House Sloth, and so far he is kind of my favorite prince. I couldn't tell you why. I mean, I'm not going to say that I dislike any of the others. I mean, maybe it's just because of the fact that he lives in a huge library, and, that's something I'd love to do, so that just kind of automatically makes him my favorite. But yes, I still got, like I said, about half of this chunky book to finish, and I'm definitely interested to unravel more of this world and more of the mysteries with Camilla and all the demon lords and all the other magical creatures that there are. So I finished Throne of the Fallen today, and this was a pretty good book. It's definitely romantasy. There is a lot of romance in it, but I do feel like it was pretty well balanced with the plot. I don't know why my library has it as science fiction, but yeah, it's definitely not science fiction. It's fantasy, and I am finding this world very interesting. I'd love to know more about, all this stuff with the underworld, because we've got here Shadow Realms. What exactly are the Shadow Realms? I really want to know that. I'd love to learn more about the shifters, because there's supposed to be all sorts of animal shifters, and just kind of like everything in here. The world building is very interesting, and I feel like we get a pretty good idea of how the seven circles work, and yeah, so I just would love to see more about the other realms in this series. So, like I said, I did really enjoy it, and I would recommend it if you're a romantasy fan, and if you don't mind spice in your books, because there's definitely spice in it. I don't feel like the spice overtakes the whole book, but it is definitely there, and some of it goes on for, quite a while. And yeah, other than that, all I can say is that I did enjoy it, and I did enjoy the whole plot and the characters. I do wish that the relationship was a little more fleshed out. I mean, I can definitely see the physical attraction there, but I'm not so sure that I see where they would love each other. Although I will say I can definitely see quite a few places where Envy is very supportive of Camilla, and so I think that kind of has a lot to do with it as well. And I'm definitely interested to read book 2, and I do already have that on hold from the library for when it comes out. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. And be sure to check out Courtney's videos at the Book Corner. I'll have her linked down below. And of course, I'll have my Discord down there as well if you'd like to join with me and talk about some books. And thank you for being here in the book cave with me. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more bookish content from me. And I will see you next time.